Yo, what's going on, everybody? So it's your boy Nigrito Grande. I'm with my man Chubbs and I'm with my man MG. So pretty much the topic is going to be: would it be best for brothers to leave the black community in the United States to start a new life in a foreign country? So if you guys want to join in, send me your Gmail emails for I can tag you guys in my live stream, and pretty much you can voice your opinion. But I'm gonna just give you all my thoughts on it. My man MG and Chubb is gonna give his thoughts on it, and we are all brothers that traveled outside of the U.S. I mean, my man MG, he has a lot of experience traveling, and me, I just been in Mexico for quite some time. So um, I'm gonna let my man Rob and MG or MG and Chubbs, my bad, give their thoughts about it. So I'm gonna ask you first, Chubbs. Would you think it'd be best for brothers to leave the U.S. to start a new life in a foreign country? That
Um, I think it's all right, but it could be a catch 22 because of course people have family back in the states, but in hindsight for them as an individual just to go and do their own thing and just come up, you know, I'd be completely supportive of it with anybody. So I think it's best for any black dude to go out and just first get out of that box, or we call it a vacuum, because I don't know about everywhere, but I know from where I'm from here in Texas, it's like we crabs in a bucket, and there's a lot more opportunity. It's a lot more opportunity out here if we just diversify other places and support each other, and get around like-minded people. And look at that, a like-minded person that think like me is in Mexico. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like if that answers the question good enough, um, I think I think it's a good idea. I think brothers should definitely consider it, and just keep your roots in your hometown, but most definitely consider exploring other places and being there and staying there for the long haul. Because I'm definitely
oh,
considering it.
okay, so let me. I mean, me, I got a lot to say on this, and I'm gonna break it down to the bare minimum. So the first thing I want to talk about our black community, the inner problems about why black men first place, and pretty much take on this is that brothers are so scared to reproduce. Brothers are so scared to get women pregnant. We are fucking terrified. When we hear that word, you're the baby daddy, or pretty much I'm pregnant. The hell out of us, brothers in the black community, because the way I look at it is that okay, I know a lot of y'all can relate on this, but pretty much, I mean, the women they fucking use that shit against us. They use that shit as a tactical fucking weapon. So that word terrifies the fuck out of us. Child support. They use that shit against us, even if we want to be the daddy. But if we make one little small mistake or not, or pretty much just that the girl don't like, they use that shit as a fucking weapon. So
You're done,
me
son.
being out here in Mexico, man, breeding is like the number one thing to do out here. And they got happy families, and pretty much they're very family oriented. But when it comes to us as a black community in the States, we're like the complete fucking opposite. It's like fuck that shit. Like when we hear, oh, I'm pregnant, or shit, man, you about to be a daddy. Normally that we think about is, man, this bitch about to ruin my fucking life, man. And pretty much, I mean, she about to you got 18 years with her, you stuck with her, and this and that. But this is the typical mentality of us black men that we have in the United States. And can look at it. I mean, that's just one aspect. Me, I try to encourage, us brothers to reproduce. We have to create a legacy, and have that term in our mind about pregnancy and getting the girl, with kids and shit. we look at it as a negative aspect because the way we grew up, these fucking women in our communities, they fucking use it as a scare tactic, you know, and they even fucking play that little ass fucking stupid game just to see, you know, for example, a chick could be playing around with you, be like, you know, I took the pregnancy test just to see how you'll react to that shit, you know, to see if you go stick around. So if he was like, nah, I don't think you're pregnant. Fuck that. You, who you been fucking? if they do that shit, this is fucked up, you know. And if you have a negative reaction, they be like, okay, so this nigga true colors came out, huh? And it's fucked up. But you know, it is what it is. But side here in Mexico, if brothers breed, we don't have to worry about that fucking child support. I'm not encouraging to fucking knock females up and run off, but it's just that it's a different mentality out here. Like love being and getting pregnant, and especially chocolate. I'm sorry, hey, I'm calling how I see it, but the women out here in Mexico, they love fucking chocolate. They love that mix with that chocolate in it. So a lot of us brothers, oh, you got me pregnant, or you know, you about to get hit with that child support. That shit scares the fuck out of brothers, you know. So I think that's the biggest reason why brothers don't like to reproduce kids. That horrific ass fucking word that they use against us in the black community when it comes to the women and shit like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy talking out of my ass. But what do you think, MG? Let me get MG thoughts on this. Because he's from New York. So what do you think about that?
Oh man, there's a few things, right? Like what you said is true, because I tell peeps more often than not, there's more peeps behind bars because of some female relationship type joint than anything else. You know what I mean? Like child support, or some girl saying you hit them when you really didn't, or some crap like that, or they provoked you enough and kept yelling at you enough and then smacked you in the face and you hit them one time to get them off you, and now you in jail for some like you know, some years because she called the police, started crying. You know what I mean? So like, but I tell you, this is the difference, right? When they say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," they coming to get you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Most of the girls overseas, they would say they're pregnant, but it's almost like, if you stay fine, if you don't, I'll take care of the baby by myself, but I'm not coming after you. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right, brother.
So there's no vengeful tactics. So you feel more obligated to stay in that situation because you're like, well, you expect me to be a man. You know what I mean? So and you're gonna be a female regardless, and you're not gonna attack my manhood. You're still gonna respect me as a man. And you're going and you'll be the woman and you'll take it. So I'll be there for you. But the other chick, you trying to turn into Speedy Gonzalez to get out of that situation.
She's trying to put that AK on you, like, nigga, you ain't going nowhere. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, but like you said, I tell you some instances, and this is man funny with Asian chicks do this, right? All right, so you go to Cambodia, right? And these chicks, they can play the game too. Like, let's say a chick doesn't have any money, or she just wants to use you for money or whatever like that. Sometimes it's just chicks that are broke or whatever, because you know they ain't got no money over there. So like she'll go up to their Broadway, I guess their main road, and she'll go to the copy spot, and she could actually get a sonogram with that date on it, with with today's date on it. Go back to the dude and be like, "Yes, I'm pregnant," and she'll have the sonogram and everything.
Hey, that's some international shit, but we go get to that level in a bit. But right now, I'm just trying to attack our inner problems within, you know, the black community on why brothers, you know, should end up leaving. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of fucking bullshit talk from, you know, all of the pro-blacks and the feminists and shit like that, but fuck that. Like, I'm in Mexico, I'm calling it how I see it.
Well, remember the YouTube comment or whatever that chick said that you posted in the group joint? Like what I noticed that she posted it was all about looks for her. And I was like, most people don't turn away from that because of looks. They turn away because of attitude. You know what I mean? When they go overseas, they're still looking for chicks with a black body and a brown skin tone. They just don't want your attitude. You know what I'm saying? That's why the places they're going, you can find brown skin girls in Mexico, brown skin girls in the DR, find brown skin girls in Asia. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, but what happens is they want you to believe, oh, you just turning your back, or they'll say, oh, did somebody hurt you? And I was like, I don't have to be smacked in the mouth to know I don't want to get spit on. You know what I mean? I'm not going to deal with you. And then you go through, oh, but it's not all. But I'm like this, and I tell people just like this. I'm not going to try digging a mine to look for the few that aren't when I can walk across the street and find diamonds everywhere, because that's how all of them are, or most of them are, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I could go overseas and find the diamonds all over the place without staying here and being all complicated and getting headaches. You know what I mean? Like I told you, I don't even like not just black. I don't look at any American chicks. You know what I mean? That whole feminazi mentality. And I used to tell Peace when I was growing up, who wants to be with a female who says I can do bad all by myself? What the freak is that to be by yourself? I'm trying to find somebody to partner up with me, not somebody who's trying to be so individualistic and selfish that she can't understand a man's a man and a woman's a woman.
Yeah, team.
Telling you, that feminist stuff messed us up.
Now, what do you think about that, Chubbs? What are your thoughts on that?
In our inner communities and stuff, how they go, I kind of agree, because like where I'm from and shit, it's like the way I like to call it, a lot of females, I'm gonna try not to say bitches or nothing, but a lot of females, they be looking for
freedom of speech. YouTube.
Well, a lot of the bitches where I'm from, like from the block and all that, like we used to call that shit like the stage, like they all be looking for fucking sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. It's like,
well, how you see it, brother?
Like they look for a fucking sponsor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and most of them have the daddy issues and shit like that. So you either got the one that got daddy issues that could be molded or something, but then someone will be like, oh, you taking advantage of a bitch. But then it's like, then you'll get to a motherfucker that want a motherfucking sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna put that pussy on them, and she gonna have the baby, and then now he fuck forever. Basically, in my eyes, like I had a bitch. Literally, I had this bitch. We call it from Footloose. I had this bitch from Footloose. I was fucking with her and shit. My partner told me, man, hit her and go. You trying to fall in love and shit. But I'm so used to fucking with essays, I forgot what it was like fucking a black bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was just different. Like this bitch was literally like hopping through the sunroof and shit, trying to come out the nigga type shit. But I was like, I'm the type of nigga, man. I'm the type of nigga. Like I got sisters, man. I'm the only boy out of nothing but all girls and shit like that. I'm the type of nigga I be telling my niggas and shit like that, or people that I see them fucking with, like from some of my crazy sisters. I'll be like, man, you better leave her stupid ass alone. Like I'm telling you what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like literally type shit. Like she gonna fucking live off you and your chick, and that's just what that's gonna be. And then when they be in it, I'll be like, yo, you thought that shit was what it was hitting for. Now that pussy wasn't all that. That shit wasn't working now. Now your windows bust out. Now your tires on flat. All this shit like that. You can't even get a haircut because she taking everything. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with what you were saying about that team. Yeah, like I agree with what you were saying about that teamwork shit, because it's like that's what brought just me and just my girl tighter and closer, because it was just like on some, like we're a team. Whatever we do, like we'll have a vision board, say everything we do, and we're gonna just keep working towards them accomplishments and shit like that. You know, so we're gonna have fuck ups, arguments, pit stops in the road and shit like that. But we keep on working towards that shit. When I'm fucking with a few black bitches and shit like that, man, that shit wasn't what they were hitting for. All they worried about was motherfucking, like right now, the income tax shit. So they stunned right now. They balling, they flexing. You know what I'm saying? They doing all that. They doing all that right now. They doing all that right now. By the time May come, they back fucked up. You see what I'm saying? They got put their thong on, get back to the strip club type shit. You know, like it be shit like.
Yeah, and I mean, it like you see international chicks, right? And they're looking for sponsors too, but they give back.
Oh yeah.
It's not that they're
Oh
just
yeah.
taking.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So they'll take care of you.
Oh yeah.
They'll let you feel like a man.
They
You're,
compensate.
you're not having penis envy with a female over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're building. You know what I'm saying? As best as you can. So
Yeah, they compensate, man. Most definitely. They gonna if it ain't even just with them breaking bread, they compensating you some type of way. Like it ain't like you ain't gotta be pulling teeth to ask her to do something or just to chill out on the mouth and all that type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll tell you like this. Like I used to tell all my folk over here, like because you know you get from a lot of black females, you get guilt tripped. Like you supposed to be and deal with that nonsense. And I'm like, wait a second, you gotta understand. There's chicks all over the earth. All over the earth. And there's a new model coming out every year. So I don't gotta deal with you. You're the one that has the time limit because you know you through after 37. You know what I'm saying? You done, son. Unless you were a dude who doesn't want to have kids and be with an old lady. You know what I'm saying? But there's a new 21-year-old coming out every year that's banging from every other country on earth. You know what I'm saying? And dudes can get with, I want to say, I'm not going to say a percentage, but I name the countries, you know what I'm saying? In Africa, in South America, in Asia, where you could be like 60-something years old and get with like a 20-year-old chick.
Yeah.
And she'll take care of you and treat you right. So there's no time limit for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to be stuck dealing with nonsense.
Yeah. I had this bitch.
Let me just go back.
I had this bitch the other day. She was mad because she was like, she said, you married or what? I said, nah, but I'm still kicking it with my girl. What's up? She talking about, well, I just wanted to fuck up your day and let you know black don't crack. I said, bitch, get off my phone, man. Like with the shade and shit. Like it's like chill out.
So going back to when motherfuckers always talk about, yeah, man, wait until my income tax hit, man, I'm about to be balling, I'm about to get this and that. It's like that shit tells me like motherfuckers broke until that one time of the year rolls around to say, oh, I'm about to get this, I'm about to get that. So out of 365 days, broke until you are dependent on that tax income. Like, come on, man. You can't be serious about that shit. Like, come on, we got to do better than that, man.
And the funny thing is, what are they spending their money on? They're not investing. They're not trying to build. They buying like sneakers that are made in the countries that most of us go to anyway to find better shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they up in there trying. And I tell peeps all the time, you're not a freaking peacock. You don't have to spend money to look good for these chicks. Save your money, buy a joint overseas, get some Dickies clothes for like $20, go overseas, and they'll think you flossing. And you can get almost any chick you want. Why are you spending $100-something on sneakers, all this stuff on shirts, all this stuff on this, on that, on this, to impress a chick who's gonna yell at you and do the like take your manhood away? Fuck that.
I'm real modest when it comes to that shit unless a nigga hit the strip club or something. See, it's like me, my thing, what did it for me when I was just younger, like I said, I don't fuck with more essays and different ethnicity type bitches than I have blacks. What did it for me when I was younger, I knew that I wanted a bitch that was gonna be an asset versus a liability. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I looked at Hispanics and shit like that, and I literally like did intensive research on my girl and them people. I'm like, okay, yeah, they in the gang or whatever. Okay, but then they got a construction company. Okay, they do fucking houses, so I can invest in real estate. They got fucking trucks, so I could get a CDL and put on trucks with them. They got tow trucks with the city, so I could do that. They bidding on fucking construction projects like for developers and shit like this. I'm like, they into all kinds of different shit, man. They just diversified, man. Like, and I need to be with that. They ain't got no one track minds and shit like that. And then they women, they gonna get out there and get dirty with you. Like literally, I got a bike, man, and it was like My girl was out there changing the fucking oil. I'm like, what the fuck you doing, man? She out there changing the oil. She's like, well, I just want to change the oil for you and shit. Like, she knew what the fuck she was doing and everything. Like, she know more about whips and cars and shit than I do. And I go to the drag strip and all that. And it's just amazing, man. Like, they don't mind getting I like a chick that don't mind getting dirty with you, but then they can also go on and get bad and y'all go do whatever y'all gonna do together too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that shit boils down to.
And I think also what happens is like that whole family. Like, all right, when I chill in Mexico, because me and Jay, we on different sides, right? Yeah. So he's on the west. I usually travel on the east just because it's easier for me to get to, right? So like, and I see how like just talking about like straight Mexicans or Latinas like in the DR too, like, and it's different. The chicks, how the family treats each other in the DR than when they come to America is different too. That whole American mentality messes the brain up basically. But when you see peeps in Mexico, like the way they treat their children, I'm like, wow, that's some like motherly stuff. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? They're not yelling at them in the supermarket, calling them all types of names. And I'm going to do this to you. There's no threats. You know what I'm saying? There's no like, I'm going to do this to you. If you keep doing this, I'm going to give you something to cry about. There's none of that. You know what I mean? It's like they're raised to respect their parents instead of fear their parents. And they're raised to know that they're like moms at least, because you know a lot of times pops sometimes ain't there in Mexico either. You know what I mean? But it's
out there getting pussy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's why you even go to the DR and they're like, yo, like the Dominican cats, they'll have their girl or their wife, and they'll have other ones on the side. You know what I'm saying?
I heard so many stories about that. But that's a whole nother live stream. But
yeah. And then
here for me though.
Yeah, and then even when I went to Mexico, I saw mad chicks that had kids by themselves, and they were still holding their own, still trying, you know. But what happens is, and I think this is the difference though. When they have kids, like when I say on their own, they're not alone. They still have their extended family there. And so they'll have like their moms and their pops. So the kids will have grandparents and cousins and aunts, you know what I mean, and uncles. So it's not like in our community, it's like you like that, but she's all by herself. And see, and I understand her frustration because it's like her parents aren't supporting her a lot of times, and it's not everybody. So, you know, I know somebody's going to say something like that. But what happens is when you have all that frustration plus trying to do all that crap on your own, it's not like you got no choice, but you're going to put that frustration on your children because you feel all alone and isolated. You know what I'm saying? So I think part of it is like, you know, I have no suggestions on how to fix it, because my way of fixing it is just expand the DNA. You know what I'm saying? Let the DNA go to other places, and then you could bring it back. Because you got to remember, when the girl said black don't crack, remember the original DNA is always going to come out in the end. You know what I'm saying?
That's real funny though. But another thing I wanted to bring up too, though, a point is about the killings in the black community. It's like, okay, you have a higher chance of getting murked off and murdered by staying in that community to a different country. So my thoughts on that is, okay, here in California, then we got a bunch of gang banging ass motherfuckers. We got a bunch of thugged out motherfuckers banging on different blocks, this and that. So when you constantly in that area where there's high crime, high violence, a lot of fucking beef going on, man, your chances are surviving are slim than a motherfucker. That's why they say, man, you lucky you got out. Like, shit, that nigga made it. Like, shit, man. Oh, man, like, really? So it's like, it's fucked up that, you know, our community is like that, and we always, not we, but the community, blacks are always blaming cops and shit. But if I've done my research yesterday alone, in 2016, there was homicides on Memorial Day in fucking Chicago, and
Chirac had his own situation, man.
I hear you, brother. Now hear me out. The police had murdered 258 blacks in a year. Again, just on Labor Day alone, Chicago reached 500 fucking homicides in one day. So when you talk about, oh man, Black Lives Matter, man, police fucking murking off all our people, you look at that statistical number, and bro, it's common sense. You got gangbangers, you got motherfuckers beefing over a bunch of shit within your community. Your fucking odds of surviving are very slim. You have to constantly watch your fucking back.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what it is though too. Part of the issue is one, like a whole bunch of peeps fed into that don't snitch joint. You know what I mean? And I tell peeps, I'm like, snitching makes the neighborhood better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, if you ain't in the dirt, you know what I mean? You ain't snitching. I mean, you just a law-abiding citizen trying to make sure that your neighborhood is clean. Now, if he want to do dirt, he know the game. He can move. He could go someplace else. He doesn't have to be around you. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is they want to act. Their behavior, along with the mindset, got other people thinking, well, they all like that. This, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you the guys honest truth. I'm here. I like game. So like I'm in here like doing a video game, live streaming and stuff like that. And when I leave, if it's not going to work, it's going to the airport. You know what I'm saying? Going overseas somewhere. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, in New York ain't even that violent. You know what I mean? Like even like you go to Brooklyn, it's like yuppie areas. You know what I mean? Unless you go to like, you know, where Young MA is or like East New York or whatever like that. But you know, like how freaking old dude over there said Gangzilla was like, you know, if you ain't got no business in Brownsville, don't go to Brownsville. You got neighborhoods like that, but it's like, you know, but it's not like that all over the place. But still, my whole joint is I don't want to be someplace where because you were raised by your moms that you got to prove to everybody how manly you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around peeps who don't understand. If you have on new sneakers, they might get stepped on because you're walking in the street. You know what I'm saying? So if you spend all this money on your sneakers and then you get angry because someone's walking too and your shoes accidentally get stepped on and now you gonna raise all hell, those sneakers were probably made for basketball courts. And you're rocking them like they're Timbs or whatever peeps wear, you know what I mean? Buy New Balance. You won't give a hoot if people step on those. Even best, wear Skechers. I don't know. I don't, but you can. You know what I mean? But
the thing is that shit, if you don't got the latest fashion and it's hot, you go get fucking clowned. Like,
But this is one thing though. Learn how to make fun of people. My whole statement is this. You can say whatever you want. I got a comment that can murk anything. I'm better than you. What you gonna say? Oh, ha ha ha! Look at your sneakers. Ha ha ha! Look at your hair. Ha ha ha! Look at this. But I'm better than you. And all you gonna do is stay quiet because you don't know what you gonna come back with that. Because you just talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about everything. I'm just better than you. You know what I'm saying? So you can get your sneakers and you can buy like all the sneakers you like. You can get all the gear you like. You know what I mean? Get your passport, son. You know what I mean? Learn that the earth is round. Supposedly, I don't know, flat round, whatever. When I travel on the airplane, it's in a curve. So I don't know what the basketball players is talking about. But anyway, so get yourself a passport, get outside your country, and you don't even have to go to these different places to find chicks. Just go over there to experience new life. Because I tell you, when you live overseas and you like actually work and do business overseas, you'll find out that all the stress, all the crap that we go through here, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And it's a whole lot of nonsense. In like what I tell you the truth, from all the peeps I found when I traveled, the most happiest people that I've ever seen on earth were broke people who had their family. You know what I'm saying? Because they were always happy. Yeah, because they were always happy because no matter what happened, they knew their family was in it together. You know what I'm saying? You go to these poor countries, the rich people in those poor countries aren't as happy as the poor people. You know what I'm saying? Because their families is almost like the people in the West. Everybody's for Delph. You know what I'm saying? But you go to these poor countries and they'll share with you. You go to these poor places and they'll be like, yo, you want to eat with us? And they'll take you in it, man. I'm telling you, it's a whole different mentality. It ain't go for self over in these other places. Man, I'm telling you, like my whole joint is I'm not trying to like save a community. Because you know what? Literally, I don't even know what the community means anymore. Because literally, Black Americans means like a second generation Jamaican, a third generation Trinidad. What's a Black American now? You got all these other different cultures who come over here and now they're Black Americans because they kind of look like me. You know what I'm saying? So what the freak is a Black American anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Because when you you call a Black American, they don't even call themselves a Black American. I'm sorry, or should I say African American, whatever. Like, you know, my family seen that 350 years ago. Yeah, whatever Jesse Jackson wants to come up with next, we'll probably be calling ourselves Afro Americans again, whatever name they come up with. But I'm telling you, like, it's a mentality, and I'll tell you, all these people, their whole comment is, well, what's your solution? Well, what's your solution? Leave.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Exactly. You know, because I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth, right? Like, you know how people are always saying, oh, Blacks don't stick together, yada, yada, yada. I bet you when we overseas and we have a community built like in Mexico or Cambodia or Philippines or someplace, we're sticking together. Because we know then is we're fighting for us. Over here, they got the game all mixed up in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because how do I say? Over here, I'm Black American. Overseas, I'm just American. They're not really looking at like color that much. Because you, especially in Asia, they're comparing you to people from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So they're not comparing you to like white people. You know what I mean? They're comparing you to peeps from the motherland. And as soon as they find out you ain't one of them, you on Easy Street. Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, you American? Where their faces brighten up. You know what I mean? But you stuck here in this country where your face, faces never get brightened up when they find out you Black American. You know what I mean? But you go overseas, you see smiles just because of where you were born. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I think what happens is people don't understand how much a passport costs, like 110, 120. Don't buy your sneakers for that year. You know what I mean? Buy some $35 red Reeboks. I don't know what they got now. I don't even look at sneakers, right? And then when you go overseas, it does not cost that much to go overseas, literally. If you want to test the waters, you know what I mean? And you especially if you're from the East Coast, you can go all over Asia. You can go to Mexico. I mean, in the West Coast, I'm sorry, all over Asia, all over Mexico. You on the East Coast, start off small. If you like Black people so much, go to the Black Caribbean. Like I'm saying, like Latinos aren't Black. go to the Caribbean and you'll find brown people, even if they don't think they're Black. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Go to Puerto Rico. Go to the DR, go to Jamaica, I don't think you can go to Cuba anymore, but go to the Commonwealth of Dominica, go to there's mad places to go all over the earth. You know what I'm saying? Don't just get stuck going to one place. Don't just get stuck thinking like that. Because literally, I found my flight going to freaking the Philippines was like a little bit over a G, including the hotel for like 10 days. You know what I'm saying? It didn't cost that much.
Field trip right there, just on
flight.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah. But what happens is if you plan and you pick and you look, everything's on the internet, and you say, okay, these are the days that are cheapest to fly. These are the days that I'm going to go. This is the day I'm going to go back. Let me go to Expedia, get that bundle package. You know what I'm saying? And then you hook it up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then worst comes to worst. If you get over there and you find yourself a honey, you'll stay over there. My Campbell homegirl was saying, like, come back You live here with me. Rent is only $175 a month, and the electricity is like $10. Yada yada yada. And it's a nice place, but you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I got, like I said, I got 3 potentials. I'm trying to see who can make the best sandwich.
So let me ask Chubb. I know you've been silent over there, listening. So what do you think? Blacks killing each other, you know, what's the best option? Would you stay there knowing the situation, or would you think it's best to just, you know, try to flee out to a different society or culture? I'll say. What are your thoughts on that?
The best answer will also be to go ahead and just move the fuck around, you know. Especially like, I guess it touched home with me because like I done had it hands on like with family members. I done had a cousin pull a strap on me and try to smoke me, and then like I had brain surgery after one of my kinfolk set me up on some shit because they were trying to rob me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like some setup shit. So it was like when it come to that, the best answer would be to leave and move the fuck around, because it's like if you are doing shit, you got shit going on, or if you don't have shit going on, you got motherfuckers that just they targeting you and stuff like that. You know, it'll be best to just relocate somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Not now. It's I'm contradicting myself because that's not what I have done. But the people who have done those things to me, they're no longer around anymore. Like it's not like I'm just still standing, you know, because I just kept my faith and just, you know what journey I'm on through God or whatever like that. But with the whole neighborhood stuff with people killing and shit like that, also the best answer would be, you know, okay, if you're gonna chill there because you grew up there and whatever projects you from and whatever schooling you went to with people, yeah, you stay there, because that's what I do. You chill with them, but then like where you go sleep at, you move the fuck around. You know what I'm saying? You go to a whole other side of town. Go on and go to the country or something, you know, on some land or wherever the fuck you want to be at. But during the day or when you're chilling, you be around. Go on and go to the hood or whatever, but don't be there long. It's just how you'll do shit. Because I know on my side of town, it's just like niggas be on some the young niggas and just a lot of people in general. For one, they be getting confused by this rap shit, thinking that shit be real. And then 2, you got niggas be talking about all this, my OG this, my OG that, all that type of shit. And I'll be like, what the fuck really is an OG? You get what I'm saying? Like this nigga, you say who your OG?
Who put in work?
Like they'll be like, yo, nigga put in work, all this shit like that. Cause that's what I was told. I was told you got to put in work. I said I got to put in work, and you gonna pay me $400 a week? Why would I do that when I can go flip a real estate property, flip the paper versus flip this pack, and I'm gonna make $3,500 after taxes, and I ain't had to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga be like, oh, well, my OG this, my OG that. But I look at all that shit really just being like a vacuum and mind control. You see what I'm saying? Like an OG, the OG shit, you gonna fuck around. The OGs, the OG to me, you rebuilding it ain't no saving the community, because I ain't about that shit like that all the way neither. But it's like rebuild, if you're an OG, like it's like if you like I could just go, if you hustling, like what's going around here, if you hustling and hitting licks, hitting safes, doing whatever you're doing, guns blazing, whatever the fuck you doing, and you an OG, all this shit that you taking from the community, from your own motherfucking people, you're gonna get that shit back somehow, some kind of way. You see what I'm saying? Like giving food to the homeless, like, cause I do like Meals on Wheels and volunteering, Habitat for Humanity, all that type of shit, just to like as to like just giving back. You know what I'm saying? Cause I believe in paying it forward. I met Steve Harvey when I was 16, and I went to his mentoring weekend, and he put me with a lot of black dudes who was on some shit, you know. And they got me onto that shit, like on some paying it forward, just, you know, doing what's right, or doing okay, doing good things for people in the community and shit, you know. And even when it comes to that shit like that, because you never know, you might just have to defend yourself at the same time. But as long as your shit straight, or you know, you'll be all the way good. You know, like don't be if you know you're in the hood where it's like me, if I know I'm in the hood where it's like this motherfucker's hating, and you know you done grew up with this nigga since you was little, and it's a possibility that this nigga gonna smoke you if he know you got 10 bands or something like that. Don't be on Facebook or Instagram with all that shit. Or not even necessarily that.
funny that let me
Huh?
just pause you. I said let me just pause you and say this. It's funny that you brought that up because on my news feed through Facebook, this fucking dude from Chicago, he got hit. You know, just for going back to his neighborhood in broad daylight. I don't know if you came across that, but pretty much it was a Facebook Live thing. This dude from Chicago, you know, he was just, you know, doing his little feed, saying, yeah, I'm back in my hood. I'm about to hit up Dairy Queen and this and that. And the next thing you know, he get clapped at, you know. So when it's funny that when you say, yeah, I'll go back to the hood in the daytime, but like at this point in this millennium, nigga, you get whacked in the daytime or night. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If it's light or dark outside, you getting murked off in broad daylight. So
but
it's like,
but you know what? I'll tell you this. Like a lot of people say, you know, oh, happiness is a state of mind, right? But there was this one dude, he was like, yo, the state of mind changes based on where your location is.
exactly.
So sometimes you have to just change where you
Oh,
are
hell yeah,
to
hell yeah.
change your mentality. And I'm literally like this, right? Like for real, I'm an American. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. But I like to get out the country, you know what I mean? And like you know, I miss my old neighborhood, you know what I mean, where I grew up and stuff like that. And I go down there and go get some Chinese food from the spot and see some old heads. But literally, I ain't in my
shit's going on.
Yeah, but you know what? The area I grew up, it's not even violent. They turned that joint into yuppie town now. But it don't even look like how it is the same. But my whole joint is this, right? Sometimes if you're trying to move forward and you keep looking back, the book already told you you're going to turn into salt because you don't know how to move forward fast enough. Because sometimes you try and save people who are drowning, and that person drowning who doesn't know how to swim will drown you with them.
Yeah.
You got to get out the boat, throw that lifesaver at them, and let them swim to the boat themselves, and then you can pull them up. But while you up there trying to swim, don't try and put somebody on your back trying to sink you too. You know what I'm saying? And I think what a lot of people trying to do is they're like, you know, well, if you could, like, I'm not complaining about what's going on. I'm just saying what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to deal with that nonsense. I don't have to deal with, like, you know, all the crap I had to deal with. Like, and it's even when I grew up, I don't even think I really had, like, except for like crack, but dealing with crackheads, you don't really got, because you didn't really have that many crack dealers in the neighborhood, just crackheads. But it was like, you know, but it's, I don't know. It's like I was lucky enough, I guess, to not have to put up with that nonsense. And even my friends that used to do crap like that, they didn't bring it around. Well, okay, a few instances, but we dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? It was, but it like after a while, you realize, yo, you tell them, get your passport. Let me show you what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Because maybe when they leave, they'll have a new state of mind if or when they come back, because they may want to stay there more than you do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But trying to stay and help the hood and please, not every black person lives in that situation.
All that clout shit. We call it shit clout.
You know what I'm saying? But not every black person lives in that situation. Not every black person wants to deal with that situation. You know what I'm saying? So literally, like, you know, I'm not going to come down and try and they can save themselves eventually. You know what I mean? They shoot each other, and that last one with no teeth and one eye is eventually going to say, well, I can't shoot. So can I have a meal? Yeah, here you go, fams. It's a hot dog.
I agree with what you're saying, because, man, like, I was on some more shit until I met Steve Harvey, and I literally, like, I went to his ranch and just spent time with that nigga for a whole weekend with a whole bunch of other young dudes and stuff like that. It turned a switch in my head. Like, I barely, like, I graduated high school because of that man right there, him and a couple of other people. You know what I'm saying? I enrolled into college because of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they helped turn my brain into that. Like, they literally would come pick me up from the projects, and we'll go on and go out to their mansions and shit. Like, I never even left my neighborhood. I never even left my neighborhood until I had met them, and they helped open that shit up. You know what I'm saying? So now I be sitting back and I be looking at a whole bunch of shit a lot different and just be like, oh man, this shit.
But you see, but that's the other thing, right? You see, like, you act like that spot is yours. That stuff is owned by some dude. I ain't gonna be racist and say what kind of dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that spot is owned by. It's not owned by you just because it's named by a cool name that you think sounds black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those buildings ain't got no love from you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a building. You know what I'm saying? If you put that in a truck, you can be on the road with your house. You know what I'm saying? And literally, like some people say, "Oh, it's difficult to nah, it's not. It's literally it ain't that difficult to leave. I'm telling you point blank. And if you find the right situation, you ain't gonna miss what you left. I mean, you know what? And the people you miss, you can talk to them on Skype.
Exactly.
You can talk to them other places.
Video chat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not like you're gonna lose, especially these days. It's not like it's like the 1970s or the 50s where you going overseas and you got to send a telegram or some crowd. Like I don't know what year that happened, but
yeah, with the note on his foot.
Yeah, but you can still see them. You can speak to them. Hell, if they come up with smell-o-vision, you're gonna be able to smell them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like before where you're saying, "Oh, you turning your back on the hood." Dude, you ain't got Skype on your phone? I'll call you.
Exactly.
And I'll show you. And you know what? I'll call you and I'll show you where I'm at. And then you make the decision if you want to save your money and come where I'm at for a week and see if you live life like this, or you rather go there with the hustle and bustle and all them headaches you got to deal with.
Especially if you ain't missing shit. When you leave, you ain't missing shit. Ain't shit finna change back over that way.
Yeah, you can go right back.
Unless they do some gentrification type shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what they did in my neighborhood.
Yeah, other than that, like you said, yuppie shit. Other than that, man, that shit ain't shit really gonna change or nothing like that. Like it ain't that shit really. It's all the same. Just repeat the cycle. Matter of fact, did y'all? I don't know if y'all but y'all got seen and y'all seen that shit where the nigga had shot them laws in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, where the dude had shot, where the dude had killed the police and all that shit, and they would all that whining and shit like that. Like it's like that. It's like you got people like because it's a catch-22. You got. I still believe we kill each other more than the laws kill us. If you ask me, of course. That's just me being honest. That's just me being honest. I believe that's what's happening. It's not more so. It's not like it's like, oh, these police just targeting us and they doing this and they doing that or whatever like that. It's more so us fucking envying one another and not want to see one another get better or build each other up or just be on some on the same page. And I don't know Black Power empowerment shit, but just like being on the same page, we really on the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And my whole thing is I know what they're trying to say. That when a black person kills another black, you know they going to jail. When a cop kills a black man, he's not going to jail. But that's the problem. If you because of his job, they have certain leniency in that situation. Because if they're not given that leniency, who's going to take that job? Who's going to take the job that if they're just a little bit negligent, you know what I'm saying, with their firearms, that they could go to jail? Who's going to work that? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to become a cop then? You know what I'm saying? So that's why they put those little precautions in there in the first place. You know what I mean? I still know that there's situations where I'm like, what the freak? Because when I was in Cambodia, I used to call my pops and be like, yo, they killing y'all like once a week over there. What the freak's going on? Damn. You know what I'm saying? But then like, yeah, you mentioned these other places. Like, I mean, watch, now it's Chicago. When I was growing up, it was Compton and Watts that was like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, New York could have been like that, but I don't know. We got mad gun laws, so you know we had to get them from down south.
Don't even matter when it comes to carrying a gun out there in New York. They're gonna be strapped up either way it goes.
Yeah, but you know, most people weren't like, I don't know. Most people was only shooting at each other if it was like you clearly define your territory and why and where you got your money because of your connect. And your connect basically decided like your territory. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't have.
Hey, what about the connect? What about my bad? What about the connect?
They decided basically like because of how much they gave you, how much territory you were going to have, and who's going to expand if they ain't got the product to expand with. You know what I'm saying? That's just empty and bullets for no reason. So it wasn't like over there where there was just so much product. You had the CIA dropping product, you had the Mexicans dropping product, you had the Colombians dropping product. In New York, you really didn't have that like they had that in LA and all the crack type joint like that. You know what I mean? They're just making people millionaires like real quick overnight, and then finding vans with guns in it and crap like that because somebody dropped it off in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, but see, what happens is you look at those situations. And you'll say, yeah, but look at what they did to us. Yeah, but you were the one who decided to take those guns. Right. You were the ones who decided to take that drug and sell it to your own peeps. Why didn't you sell it to their peeps?
Like I say, that's the biggest power. I've been telling people that that's the biggest. Well, I can't say that's the biggest power, but my opinion is the best power that I think that we get from above, from God or whatever, is the power of choice. You know right from fucking wrong, and then it's like the power of choice. That's literally like that's the biggest power you have, because you got the choice to walk away, you got the choice to do wrong, or you got the choice to do right. It's as simple as that, because this is, no matter what you do, it's gonna be a stop sign somewhere, and it's up to you whether you're gonna run that bitch or you're gonna stop.
Yeah, because like you look at like some of these peeps, they'd be like, that's the problem with black people, yada yada yada, and they're not sticking together, and you're always criticizing the females or stuff like that. But I'll tell you this though, if you look at like the Israeli community or the Jewish community, they don't practice usury to each other.
Yeah,
they give each other's loans at the synagogue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Other cultures practice stuff like that too. What they got, the susu and all that other stuff. People down south used to have it back in the days, but then integration kind of messed us up. But like and I forgot, there's another name for a susu in the West Indies or something. I forgot what it is, but like where you loan each other money to help build and businesses and stuff like that. But what happens is sometimes it's better to do what everybody else did when they came to America. You can do someplace else, and you could be the people who are moving in and building stuff in another country.
Yeah, real shit.
Like other people came and build those stores. You like I know you all ain't from New York, but you go to the neighborhood stores. Those stores ain't owned by black people. That's why I used to tell a whole bunch of people, look at what they doing in their neighborhood. And I say to people, if you're in a neighborhood where none of the stores are owned by you, and you don't even own your property, you don't think of it as your neighborhood. So when you burn it down, you think about it, it's your neighborhood when you're making money from it. But if you want some riot mindset, you forget that neighborhood. You like, I'm burning this mother down. I'm burning his business down. As soon as I get the sneakers out the store, his business is going down. You know what I'm saying? But if you own the business, if you had a community where the business was owned by you, you wouldn't destroy it. Other people might, like they did in Oklahoma and all those other places, but you wouldn't destroy it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it might be better for us. I mean, it didn't work in Liberia. You know what I mean? Where we went back to Liberia, but it didn't work because of the way we treated the native people when we got there. And then you got all those things that happened over there, right? But and the problems over there is basically Black Americans who left versus the Africans who were there, before they came back to recolonize or whatever, or colonize it, not recolonize it. Yeah. But if you go overseas, let's say we go to Mexico, right? And there's a whole lot of Black people that moved to Mexico. And one of us says, well, you know what? We're going to open up a soul food spot. We're going to have a barbecue spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you start building your own community. You know what I'm saying? Or you open up a store in Mexico and you find out what the Mexicans like. Because you think the Arabs eat the stuff we do? Hell no. The Chinese didn't come. That's not Chinese food I'm eating when I go to the Chinese food store. That's American Chinese food, because they found out what we like and they perfected it. They don't eat the stuff they sell. They're eating fish and like seafood mostly. They're not eating General Chow's chicken. They're not eating boneless chicken and garlic sauce. You know what I'm saying? So and then when the Arab comes, he's usually he's like, he'll eat Doritos because he's here now. That's not what he had when he came from, but he found out how to do it, and he found out how he could get close into the distribution network, and so he could sell that stuff and make a business. And we could do the same thing overseas somewhere too.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit.
let me bring this up, and you guys can tell me what you guys think about this. So, just recently on my Facebook, this fucking chick, I forgot where she was from, but of course she was like a pro-black, you know, brothers that travel type shit. Y'all just running across seas and this and that. So, so this so this so, so, so this is how it went.
I'm not sure because
I'm like, look, I'm here in Mexico. I like my experiences. This and that.
you don't just want to connect it to hotspot and just
Mike,
take the laptop.
No, because it's gonna take everything.
Oh wait, Kurt,
No,
I'll cut him out because I couldn't hear money.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, dude. What you say, Jay? That she was saying because we know she pro-black, and she was talking about we overseas and what
Yeah,
happened.
so pretty much, she was just like, damn it, she just like went on about it. She was just like, oh, you a sellout, this and that, and you know, you can't even pretty much come back to the States, and you can't. I mean, she was pretty much like, we need, like, your ass need to get your ass back to the U.S. and stick it out with us Black American women, and we need to rebuild. Like, pretty much, she was forcing me to come back to the States and like, okay, I'm sorry, let's rebuild. Like, you can't force somebody to do something. Like, okay, look,
She wanted
for
you
one,
to accept the lie.
like, look, you want to call me out? Okay, I'm a coon because I'm speaking upon my good experiences traveling. If you want to call me a disgrace to my race, a lot of people are so ignorant. They don't think that blacks or African descendants does not exist in Mexico, which clearly I prove throughout my YouTube videos. So how are you going to come at me with I'm a disgrace to my race, still putting light on people out here that are Black Mexicans, Afro-Mexicanos, Afro-Mexicanas.
But see, you know what? Peeps like it has to do with like one, how they were raised in their knowledge of history. Like they don't even know about when I forgot the dude's name, but he was fighting with the Indians, and then when the United States,
John Horse.
I think that might have been his name, but he went into Mexico, right? The Mexicans was like, all right, you can become a citizen. You just got to join our military. And he joined their military, fought in their wars, became a general, and they gave him land, him and his people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you talk about Veracruz. You know what I mean? They got a big statue of the black dude who like freaking
Younger Veracruz.
Yeah. So yeah, the younger dude. So it's like peeps don't know. But then you got to remember, they may not consider these people Black Americans because they speak Spanish, because their terms of what Black American means then doesn't turn in what you look like. Then it turns into something else because it's not culture, because your culture might be different from me. We may not listen to the same music. We may not eat the same food, because blacks who live in California don't eat the same things blacks in New York do. Blacks down south don't eat the same things. When I go to North Carolina for my fams, I'm eating like freaking chopped barbecue. We don't got chopped barbecue places like that. The only soul food place my fams is always trying to drag us to is like Sylvia's. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you go down south, like especially in North Carolina, where it's cheaper to eat out than it is to buy food inside. You know what I mean? But like what you eat is different. So when you say Black American, how do you define that? Because if you define it by looks, we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If you define it by cultural background, well, that differs. You know what I mean? Yes. Well, now do you consider a third generation Jamaican whose family's been here 80 years? Is he Black American now, or is he Jamaican American still? You know what I'm saying? Is somebody who came from Africa but has been here for like 3 generations, is he African American now or Black American now? You know what I'm saying? What's your definition? Because it changes too much. You know what I'm saying? And if you accept everybody in because they look a certain way, then what's your problem with not accepting people who don't live in the same country? And their struggle is sometimes a lot harder than yours, because they don't have the money or the opportunity you have.
That's all that. That's all that shit. Should be some hate shit. I literally like was talking about homie y'all in the barber shop and all that. They be like, man, you better not go to Mexico. This, and that. I'm like, man, I know a motherfucker that I done talked to on the Facebook thing. Man, that nigga live there, man.
But you know
Down there,
why?
like,
Because they see one post about something that happened 5 years ago
Yeah.
at TJ. You know what I'm saying? And they thinking the cartels are cutting heads off all across the border trying to make a wall of headless people. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is they read the sound bites, but they've never been anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you got peeps like where I go, like when I go to like the DR, they're like, you know, peeps can get kidnapped over there, yada yada yada. Yeah, if you're not looking around and you make yourself look like you got money out the anus. Like there was this dude in Cambodia, this Japanese dude, right? He went to the casino, he won mad cash, he took the tuk home,
I want you
right?
to turn your camera
These
on.
dudes on a bike came up toward the tuk, put the gun up to him. He was drunk already. They got his bag and they shot money. I don't think they killed him, but they shot him because they saw him come out the casino with a big ass bag of money and he was drunk. So you became a victim, and everybody who lived in Cam and every expat was like, you know what happened, right? The tuk driver made that phone call, called his cousin, and was like, yo, I just got this dude, this foreigner, this barang. We got this dude. He's mad drunk. Come up with the little toolie, and we gonna get freaking paid. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like we're not. If you go overseas and you make yourself a victim, you're gonna be a victim. You know what I'm saying? If you drinking, make sure you with people who you trust, or don't drink.
Or drink at home.
What? Hell yeah! The first thing I already planned when I go to the Phil is we getting the drink on because I'm staying at a place with a kitchenette in it. You know what I'm saying? Going to get the Jack, going to get the freaking because I don't really drink Hennessy, but maybe I'll try it a little bit more. I like Drambuie myself. Go get the Drambuie, go get the tequila, go get the OJ, whatever, or Coca-Cola especially. You know what I'm saying? And you can have a little drink fest with whatever homegirl chica you gonna have over there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can drink inside or you can go out, because watch this, you can go out to the bar, go out to the disco, have your Dos Equis, have your Presidente, have your Corona, you know what I'm saying, get some chica, and you don't gotta get drunk and just bring her over. You get drunk in your house and have all the fun you like. She's not gonna know where you live. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially if you take that cab and you get that joint pre-organized, you know, she definitely won't know where you live. You know what I'm saying? so you know, you protect yourself and you ain't got to worry about that. You're not going to, like, remember when you went to that dangerous part of Mexico where I forgot what you called it. It was like further down south, and you was like, yo, this is like the spot where all the dealers are and stuff like that.
Sinaloa.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you wasn't up there trying to do the X Factor, talking about suck it to all the drug dealers, ain't nobody, you know what I mean? You respected the game. When the peeps was fighting, you knew not to take your cell phone because you might have accidentally took a picture of somebody that's on America's Most Wanted. You know not to do that. Mm-hmm. So you don't turn yourself, you don't make yourself, you don't put yourself in that situation. And obviously we're Black Americans, so we should know how not to get ourselves stuck like that with street smarts. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, come on now, don't be scared and shook. You know what I mean? Your people's had to deal with all of these things genetically throughout history, and you scared of somebody. Plus, they ain't kidnapping you because they're afraid nobody gonna pay to get you back. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about getting kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? You might worry about getting robbed. You know what I mean? But I found it funny that when Gangzilla was talking about, yo, you dark-skinned Americans gotta be careful because them Haitians are coming out at night point trying to rob you for your passport. I fell out laughing when he said that. I was like, word. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And plus, if you live in a place where there's an expat community especially, or a place that's like where there's people overseas beside you there, and the government knows this, the people who do crime aren't going to target you because they're going to get caught really fast, because they don't want that area that's tourist friendly to become untourist friendly because of some stupid nonsense. So they're going to say, okay, we're going to protect the foreigners and stuff like that. So you ain't got to worry about it that much. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, but it's usually it's not, you know, it's usually peeps are looking more at you than you looking at them, and you should always watch your back.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's all. Get your passport, get your tails overseas, network, connect, and do a business overseas. That's all I'm saying. Bump that. You know what I mean?
So my biggest message to all the brothers out there, other people that going fucking through it, especially, you know, in our, you know, black man communities, man, y'all don't have to go through that bullshit. Y'all need to go ahead and get them passports. Yeah, it's about it's a nice little penny, $100 plus is definitely worth it. You know, and just shit, man, take risk, man. Shit, I did it, and anybody that want to counter strike me and always want to try. I mean, I love debating because I look at myself as an example. You know, I'm from California, and when motherfuckers like, well, man, I can't be like you, man. I can't just jump out the hood and just move out.
Well, you know what happens. You know what happens though, and I think a lot of peeps are afraid because they don't know where they're gonna get money from, and I can understand that. But watch this. It depends on where you go. When I went to Cambodia, you can get a job teaching English like that. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have enough to pay rent. You'll have enough to eat. You'll have enough to chill, especially if you ain't trying to live American style. You have more than enough to save, especially if you find yourself a honey from that area. You know what I mean? And then and if she's willing to build with you and she's working, you'll have a business on the side. And in like 5 to 7 years, you won't be working either over there because you'll have your business. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Now in Mexico, for me, it might be a little bit harder because, like, you know, teaching English over there doesn't really pay as much. You know what I mean? And so unless I'm doing some, and that's the other thing, you got to get down with technology. How come none of us are doing that SEO, PPC type joint? You know what I mean? Yeah, making that business. Man. You know what I mean?
Online is where it's at.
Especially since you can do half the stuff you need to do on your phone anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
and that's man, it's like people and brothers are too busy trying to beg motherfuckers for jobs, going to these different companies, you know, these little retailers begging for these jobs. And, you know, being butthurt, damn, man, he not go hire me or this. And I'm like, nigga, stop begging for jobs. Be creative. Create your source of income. You know, when it comes to this online thing, do you know there was $1 trillion being transferred through online transactions? Shit, I would love a piece of that money.
Yeah. Now I know what half the issue, not half the issue, but some of the problem is this. You get fed like, oh, you know, these peeps built this and he started it by himself in the garage. But what happened is he didn't start it by himself in the garage. He had like a brother helping him, or he had a few friends helping him that just left. And then he was able to keep going because that was his dream. And then he found investments, yada, yada, yada. Most peeps that like are in certain situations or certain neighborhoods, when they have a dream, they're alone in their dream. So they don't have like friends that they're going to school with. That's like, oh, you know, you're in the computers. Well, I'm going to be, you know, in the computers too. Let's build a game company. You know what I'm saying? I'm in computers. Let's go into computers too, and let's start an online marketing company. Or we're gonna do this. So we're gonna make video games that you can do that like crazy easy these days. Or I'm gonna make an app. You could do that crazy easy these days. Because most people who do it, they're by themselves and they eventually give up. But what happens is you don't. But part of that has to be with thinking that you stuck where you are. Because the internet opens up the whole world to you. And you could
Yep.
find people that are interested in the same things you are. And if you can't find peeps
Yep.
in your neighborhood who are interested in building, then find people online that are interested in the same things you are. They're out there and they're looking for you just as much as you're looking for them.
Exactly. You know, and like I said again, it's all about creativity. You know, like me, I'm no better than any other brother out there in the States. I'm no different, you know, how we grew up and shit. You know, it's just that I got to where I'm at because I've created the way
Mhm.
I did it. You know, I didn't go around begging motherfuckers for jobs, and people until this day still ask me, how do you continue to live in Mexico? I just tell them, look, I do remote IT stuff, and you know I do everything else online. You have to be creative. You have to look um for different streams of revenue, but that's going to work for you. You know,
Mhm.
so again, I'm
And
not
then
rich.
but that's the other thing that they don't realize. The cost of living down there is you don't have to break your neck to make money over
Exactly.
there.
Brothers, look, $50 will get you something minimum out here a month. And for
Mhm.
all those brothers out there that think that, yeah, man, I'm a hustler, man, whoopie whoop, man, I get this, I get that, and $50 to you a month. You know, I say, okay, stack up your bread for a few months or whatnot, then come out here for a few years.
Yeah.
You know, go
Leave
explore
your
different
joint to your lieutenant. You know what I'm saying? Pass the connect info to your lieutenant and retire.
Yeah, real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
you know,
Because what you gonna be? You think you living past 20, 28, and 29, 30? You know what I mean? Past the
mhm.
buck. You know what I'm saying?
Sell the
Retire
plug.
early, word, and then go overseas and then build there. And then you know what? If you want to make a retirement home for OGs overseas, then that's your business model.
No, what do you say, Chubb?
I said, yeah, sell the connect.
Comment on
Word.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you gonna hold on? Because I was thinking about that. There, you feel trapped because you giving people jobs because you got to worry about freaking consignment. You got to worry about this, worry about that. Give the responsibility to somebody else and just be like, I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? Retire. You know what I'm saying? Because or else they gonna retire you. Somebody is either the alphabet boys are gonna come after you, or somebody you didn't pay is gonna come after you, or somebody who wants what you have is gonna come after you, and that's too much headache for years and years. Eventually,
And let
you
me
got to
just
get out of that mentality.
Hey, I had a
Exactly.
random off. It's like a way off topic. Excuse me, but since home in Mexico, man, like this is something that I thought because I asked my girl that one day randomly. I be pushing all my theories on her. Who y'all think will win the fucking war? The fucking the Russians and the people over there in what they call it, Afghanistan and shit.
Oh, not
Ooh,
like
that's
wait, say
Like
again. The Russians, the peeps in Afghanistan, are who?
Russians.
in the cartels.
Oh wow, that would be a cool video game.
Video game. This guy. Well, I mean, honestly, on my behalf, I haven't done the research on the militaries on both ends, so I don't know how much power in each country. But I know when it comes to religion in Afghanistan, they like to blow themselves up, commit suicide. Problem going to Russia, you know, and just, you know, being a human explosive. But when it comes to Russia is fucking
Yeah, they got them
very
spits knots over
cutthroat.
there. You know what I
Man,
mean?
they have a
Yeah.
military. They have power over there, you know.
Yeah, what's
Crazy motherfuckers out there. But I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to power, when it comes to military, I think personally, well, I can't even call it because I heard Hillary Clinton has sold and sponsored a lot of weapons to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Dirty work.
But I tell you like this, from my opinion, all right, I say like this. The Middle East I'll take out because yeah, they gonna blow themselves up, but all you gotta do is run away before the timer comes, right? I'm out. You know what I mean? If you can run faster than homeboy can, you know what I mean, then you made it safe. You know what I'm saying? So Now, so my joint literally it would be between the cartels and the Russians. Now, okay, the cartels they pray to that Santa Muerte type joint, right? So they got that whole religion type joint, and some of them like really believe in that stuff, like for that, like crazy, right? And you got the Spetsnaz, and they got them stars on their chest, the ex-KGB type joint, and the whole like Russian mob or whatever. So those are the peeps that I'm thinking is going to like be battling out. But the problem is the Russians got, you know, they're military. The cartels, they shoot, but are all of them military trained?
Right. Good question.
You know what I'm saying? They got unlimited guns because they got unlimited funds. But if you can't aim, all the bullets in the world ain't going to help you to hit your target.
True.
I just always wondered that. I thought that. I'm like, man, homie in Mexico, man, maybe it could be some kind of like that'll be a badass fight there, boy.
But you got to remember,
well, I mean,
like these days, how many cartels are there still? They got like 4 or 5 still.
Don't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And they got the areas basically split up. I think they're just warring up near the border, like, because I don't like, you know, I don't get like Mexican news. The only last news I got in Mexico was when peeps were breaking into supermarkets in Cancun for some reason. I think it was happening all over Mexico for
talking about when them gas prices was fucked up.
Yeah, and that's but it wasn't cartels. It was just normal people going,
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
Mexico doesn't really beef like that, and I don't think other countries really beef with Mexico like that as well, because they don't look at Mexico as a threat, and plus they don't look at Mexico with a ton of resources. So it's like, what's the point of picking on Mexico when they don't got shit for us to take? So that's why the U.S. is always picking fights with all of these dominant countries, because they got shit to offer. But of course, the United States just want to take that shit. They're like, look, we don't want to come out of pocket, or if you don't do it our way, then we just go bully y'all. That's just how the U.S. is. But that's the out there being P. Diddy, huh?
You know what I mean? Take that. But yeah, man.
So when it comes to a fight, Mexico doesn't really have a dog in that fight. You know, it is what it is. So
now it would be interesting the cartels versus the terrorists. That would be kind of interesting, because that's more of a fair fight, because some of them are, like, a lot of them aren't soldiers either. Like, you got some cartel members that are like lieutenants that were probably in the military, you know what I'm saying? Just like you got some higher ups in the terrorist organizations that have like real military training. I don't mean going to like the boot camp and having exercises for like a few months. I'm talking about really military training, because they were like, you know, they were trained by certain people in certain governments that shall not be named. But so they were so, you know, that might be an interesting fight, but you can't compare a country that's organized versus a group who's not as organized.
Group of people.
To like, what do they call it? La Compañía, to an organization who's not really, because remember, the cartel isn't focused on war. They're focused on they're more of a logistics
transaction.
Yeah.
They just want that money.
Yeah. They're worried about A goes to B, B goes to C. How is C going to get back to A? That's all they're worried about. It's logistics. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about, who wants to bust guns? That costs money. That brings heat. That means you got to find new employees. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me ask this though. Okay, so even though you have some experience, or Chubb, you have some experience, you know, with El Salvador. I'm here in Mexico, and MG, you have some experience in the DR. So in relation, they're all considered Latin American countries. So with the DR, how do the women treat brothers out there on a cultural level though? Like, what are some of the good traits out there?
All right. I tell you really like this, especially like because when you're from New York, and see, like I told you before, the reason I went out there was because, you know, when you get used to seeing like how people are over here, you're like, I don't want to visit where you came from, because you probably act like that over there, but they don't. So what happens is, like, when you go over there, first of all, it's only like from New York, it's only like 3.5 hours. No, bump that. It's like 3 hours and 10 minutes. So basically, I can get there almost as fast as me going to work and coming back, which is like a 2-hour trip. You know what I'm saying? And then you get over there, right? And literally, depending on where you are, but it's almost everywhere, girls are there. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking for money, some of them, and some of them are looking for dudes just to be good men to them, because a lot of people think that their dudes over there are too playboy like. So then, because they're not stable, they don't want to deal with them. Plus, you got to remember, because you come from America, you have the opportunity to change people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Your income and your passport, and even if you bring them back here, not only will you change their life, you'll change the life of their whole family. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So no. But I tell you the truth, because literally, you like, all right, what it costs to change somebody's life in America is like usually in the thousands or tens of thousands. You go to these third world countries, to change somebody's life is only a few $100s. You know what I'm saying? Not even a G usually. As long as they're smart. If they're stupid, you can give them $1 million and they still ain't gonna have a pocket to piss in. But you give them a few $100s, they can start their own business over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you gotta think like. But what you said, it's a no for some peeps. I'm like, I don't know, right? Like the Campbell girl, she's like, she wants me to come there. She don't even want to come to the States, which kind of got me scared, because I'm like, why? You got a criminal record? But anyway, the Filipino girl, she's like, yeah, she want to come back. The DR girl, I don't know. I don't know what she wants to do, but we'll see. I still keep on the list. I set her free a few times, but I tell you, it's easy. If you're looking for a girlfriend over there, you can find one. You know what I'm saying? But remember, you're not there, so who's to say how loyal she is to you? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you stay there, she'll be loyal to you because you'll be there. You know what I'm saying? But if she's pretty, you know what I'm saying? She don't know if you're coming back. So she's only going to be as loyal to you, or she's going to be as loyal to you as you are loyal to that JetBlue ticket to return to her. You know what I'm saying?
JetBlue, huh?
You know, however, whatever, or Delta or United. But don't, like, sometimes peeps get into the trap of sending money. And then it comes where she's like, well, I don't really need him to come back because his money's coming. You know what I'm saying? So that can draw you in. But I'm telling you, they don't like black, especially peeps from New York. Like, because so many peeps from New York have gone to like Boca Chica, Sosua, Puerto Plata, and like Santiago and stuff like that. They're used to like Black Americans being over there. You know what I'm saying? So literally, like, remember, like the only like maybe conflict you'll get is if you dealing with the Euro Dominicans. You know what I'm saying? Like the same issue you'll have in the Euro Mexicans. You know, there was one time when I was in Mexico, I'm chilling with this dude. He was like a Euro Mexican. This is when, like, years ago. And I'm sitting there, and there was this all-inclusive spot called Las Vegas. The bomb. The best vacation spot besides the Landmark in freaking Bangkok. But Las Vegas, it was all inclusive, and I'm sitting there, and there was this this Mexican Indian type, but background he was like native, like Mexican type, like his genetics, right? And he was up there, like, you know, cleaning up the spot. That Euro Mexican turned to me and he said, I'm here because I look like that, like this. He's there because he looks like that. And I just looked at him and I said, he must not know how racist that sounds. I'm just going to keep quiet.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
hey,
but it's true.
His,
but remember,
yeah,
but also remember, what he said wasn't a lie. It just didn't sound nice coming out of somebody's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So
That's that white privilege though.
yeah. Now, oh, speaking of that, now when we get into like what happens with the girly situation, Mexico, like you said, they like the chocolate. Right? You go to the DR, yeah, they like the chocolate, yada yada yada. You go to the Phil, they like the chocolate, yada yada yada. Now, when you go to Thailand and you go to Cambodia, they more lean toward the Euro type look because they got that whole light skin thing going on. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak on India because I've never been there. I can't speak on like other spots, but I can tell you those countries in particular, along with a lot of European countries, they like the chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you decide where you want to go and do your research. Trust me, there's always peeps. Like you go to Brazil, they like Black Americans over there. You go to freaking Colombia, they like Black Americans over there. I found this one dude, his joints like Escape the Medellin, a black dude did that. I was like, word, I gotta go. And some peeps I know, they were like, yo, you go down there, you know, the women are like, oh, and I'm like, word. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is the flight's a little bit longer. You know what I mean? And with Brazil, you got to fly. But I met this old cat from New York when I was chilling in Sosua. And I was like, well, how is it over there? He was like, it's almost like this, except like, you know, a whole lot more. And I was like, word. But see, in New York, it's a little bit easier because you just go down to like the embassy and you get the passport and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know, do I want to, with so many other countries you could go to where it's visa on arrival, you know what I mean? Do I really want to like deal with that? But literally, like, just find out, because there's always somebody that can tell you, or there's always a website or a forum or some kind of post that'll tell you how they feel about black peeps. Because there are people who ask that, if I go to this country and I'm black, you know, will I be treated a certain way? Because that's the mentality we've been brainwashed in because of living here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're like, you know, should I go into this place, this store, this eatery, because I'm black and I see it's filled with white people? Do I really want to go in there? You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, you're overseas. That passport, you know, one person, it was this Dominican kid, Ramon. He was, this Ramon was like, and a few Dominican cats told me, he was like, yo, you got to remember, you got that American passport. You a king over here. And I'm like, I ain't no king. You know, if I'm a king, you a king. He was like, that's because we brothers, we friends and stuff like that. But you know, it's word. You got that passport. That's like, you know, that's royalty right over there. You know what I mean? Especially if you got that passport with that greenback. You know what I mean? Don't flaunt it. Don't flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? Make your allies and make your friendships. Get family down there, and that's what you need. You got to get that fast and furious. I don't got friends, I got family type mentality. And once you got that, then you'll be all right, because you got people who will look out for you because you looked out for them. You know what I mean? True. Like literally the Dominican chick that was on the potential list, because I helped her out in certain situation. She was like, you know, I guess she feels like she owes me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't want you with me because you owe me. I want you with me because you want to be with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the whole tattoo with my name on and all that stuff, that's nice. but you know, but that's all she could do, I guess, is do that, because it's not like she got money to give me back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. She's limited.
Yeah, so they do what they can do for you, and a lot of that is why they're so loyal to you, because that's what they can give you.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. So let me ask Chubb, because I haven't came across El Salvador too much on that. So what's it like with the culture? Well, I don't know if you've been to El Salvador or not, but I mean, you being with a girl from El Salvador and being around their people, how different is it from being around Mexicans?
Well, it depends on the type of it depends on the type of Salvadorans, the type of Mexicans be around. I've had the privilege to be around both kind, meaning the religious kind and the gangster kind. So the Salvadorans, the women, first of all, when I went to San Martin with my girl mama and stuff like that, it was cool. It was smooth and stuff like that. She showed me some villages where it was Afro Salvadorans, and one of my girl cousins literally is married to a black dude, and he moved there with her. You know,
Damn.
in the midst of the gang issues and stuff like that, because it's like they control like everything around there. It's like shit. If they say they coming to get you, like they coming to get you type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that
Damn.
is. The women, the women, the women. I'm just be honest, 'cause just from my experience, from my old lady, the women are very territorial, sexy, all that shit.
Damn.
But they fucking territorial, you know, and proud of it. Like I told my girl today, we was in Walmart, I was getting something. I think I was getting some brake fluid or some shit, and a bitch was like, she said, "What you gonna buy me something?" She said, "What you buy me?" And I told my girl that shit. My girl like she was like that mad, and she went up in that bitch up after, you know what I'm saying? But it was like I done took time like training her, trying to help mold her, like really too much out of. I probably too much won't kind of like move around because it's not like it's not like a bitch gonna bring something to the table that'll make me want to like move around and shit like that. Like you're not talking, you ain't got no big mouth where you with that drama shit. Then you're an asset. You know your family help or shit that I need, you know, financially or whatever like that. And but the difference between them and the Mexicans, man, like I say, it just depends. Like some of my girl people, they religious church people, and then some of them like literally like in the gang or a lot. Like I know one thing that I noticed that just came to my head. A lot of her family, like it's all people who got family in other countries, but a lot of them be moving her to get away from the gang and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they be going and picking them up, and they be here. And the women, just from her religious side to the side that's about, you know, their other life and shit like that, they all just different. But if I could say in general towards the Mexicans, they more welcoming to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they more welcoming to me, and that's probably because I done dealt with them more or something like that. But they a whole lot more welcoming. Like shit, I tell a motherfucker about like I got people in the hood eating pupusas and shit.
All right.
Just on the strength of them, like I can come and eat. I'm welcome anytime and shit like that. Like shit, I went one time and my partner was getting some green or something. Her cousin was like, "Hey," he said, "Hey, you want my primo?" I said, "What the fuck?" I mean, primo. I said, "What?" And he was literally offering one of them to me. You know, it was just like that. So it's just like I don't know. It's a catch-22. The Salvadorans, they be cool as long as they ain't on that racist shit. But I haven't experienced that. I've only experienced that like literally once. Other than that, it ain't been no like standoff shit versus like Mexicans. They try to use they connects or they reach of who they know and where they got reach at to like intimidate people or extort people or you know just fuck people over. And really I just be liking to have conversations and like getting to know people and see what they're about and what they into and shit like that. You know, just on that from that standpoint. So it's like some Mexicans I done came across is the same way as like some Salvadorans. Like they can come across as shady, but then the ones that like them been to the pen or something like that. But the ones that just like be out here, they kind of just be on some really just like being cool with you and shit and just letting you just experience state culture. Cause like how you be saying a lot, it ain't about no color of your skin and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really about what you stand for, what you stand on. And I'm somebody like whatever I say, I'm a stand on it and shit. I'm gonna stand for what I believe in at the same time. And they very loyal and they family first and very family oriented. To where it's like if they feel that or see that in you kind of really won't have no problem. So it kind of be hard. Like if I got cousins and shit or kinfolk or partners, and I got a lot of Mexican partners, my kinfolk will be acting sketchy around them because they got this this closed mind thinking like the Mexicans would be on some fuck shit when I'm like, nah, they cool, like they good. You see what I'm saying? Just from the niggas and just from the Mexican dudes and the females. Like I tell people every day, they be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like I done got along with more Mexicans or Salvadorans than I have black people in my entire life. That's just real shit.
It's funny because a lot
That's
of
real
motherfucking
shit.
people, a lot of people, difference between the two if they were standing right next to each other.
Like my girl got mad. Like
I
she get
wouldn't.
mad. Like my girl get mad if you say she Mexican, like she get mad in the whole, like it's literally like a knockdown, drag out fight, and I still don't understand to this day. And just like if I got a Mexican partner and they trying to score on me and they say black, or they try to say something and I'll be like, what is you Salvadoran? Like they take that as major disrespect. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is that? Like they hate to be called anything south of where they from. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like calling them like nothing or scum or dirt. When I'm like, man, y'all the same shit. Y'all come from the same everything, but their language is different. Their slang is different. Like I was just asking my girl last night. I say, how you say wait? She gonna sit here and say something different. Talking about espera or espera. What you say? What you say? Yeah, espera. But normally when I be hearing her say wait, she be talking about pediment, some other shit. And I'm like, so which one really is it? You know what I'm saying? Because I hear a Mexican say something a whole nother way versus when they say something different.
Chime in on that. Pretty much, espera is pretty much it means wait, but esperame is just wait for me. So
okay.
I mean, you can use either or, but
yeah, but I know what he means though, because like there are words in certain countries that they just don't have. Like we had a joke where they say
Spanish.
Yeah, like in Malecon, when you go to the DR, is like you know, like someplace near the beach where you can like chill. But if you just walk down the street and be like, yo, Malecon, you might get beat the hell up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That's crazy, you know, and that's what really, I wouldn't say it doesn't piss me off, but it's like, okay, me as a foreigner learning a new language, which is Spanish, the traditional form of Spanish from Spain or Castellano, and I try to not really use a lot of slang and learn a lot of slang. I like to speak the traditional form because it's more universal, you know, versus, you know, different. This means that and this means that. Well, like no. It throws me off when a lot of people, even here in Mexico, they fucking like to shorten up words. They fucking misspell shit because they lazy. It pisses me off because I'm still trying to learn the language. And sometimes like certain things I try to throw in Google Translate, and Google Translate can't even read that shit because it's like they have missing fucking letters on the words and shit like that. So I mean, I understand, you know, just like us, we're very lazy too. We like to shorten up words and sentences and shit like that. But it's like, man, I try to keep myself learning the traditional form of Spanish. I mean, informal and formal. But I like to try to speak formal Spanish because it's more respectful. But, you know, I guess in certain countries, you want to be cool.
Yeah, that's like I was telling you that day. I like shit because I like literature and reading and writing. Like that's like my main thing that I'm into, reading the literature, writing, all that type of shit. So when it comes to the Spanish shit, like I told you, I can read Spanish and write Spanish better than I can just really necessarily speak it. But it's probably the way how I'm learning this shit. But like when my girl quizzing me and all this other shit, I'll be like, man, say it in Spanish and I can tell you what it is. But she's like, well, how the fuck you gonna learn if you just, you know, you can dictate what I'm saying, but you don't know how to say it yourself and shit. But it's a lot of vocabulary and all that. And when they try to shortchange you by giving you short words, how can you excel and like everything?
But see, you also got to remember this, right? When you speak the language, Spanish is a little bit easier because they won't not expect you to speak it. Sometimes they'll be surprised, but if you do, they'll be happy. And they'll listen real carefully. You go to some places and you try and speak their language. If you say it correctly, they won't know what you're saying. I went to a gas station in Cambodia and I told this, I think I asked them like, how much is it? Is it $2? Right? Like, I forgot how to say it now, but and so he looked at me like I was like pirala, what? You know what I'm saying? And he looked at me. It means like $2, right? And he looking at me like I'm talking Venus to him, or freaking Venusian, right? He runs to his man, and I say the same exact thing to his man in Khmer, and he looks at his friend like, "What are you, stupid? You don't speak Cambodian?" He said, "Pirala." and the guy looked at him like,
crazy.
But I tell you this, it happened to me here in New York, because I went to this store and I wanted a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll, and the dude was Spanish, and he looked at me and was like, "Do you want mayonnaise on that?" And I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "You want mayonnaise?" He said it with like a kind of accent, but he said everything correct. But I never got asked, "Do I want mayonnaise on a bacon, egg, and cheese?" You know what I'm saying? So when you asked that, it was like somebody speaking warlock to me or some crowd like that, right? And then when I said, "No, like ketchup or whatever," you know what I mean? And I told the other dude that worked at the store, I said, he said it right, but my brain just wasn't like following, like mayonnaise. I never got asked that. You know what I'm saying? So it happens to because language is also what you expect to hear. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, you get a few phrases down, you get a few words down, you can make a few sentences. What you need to learn? Maybe like 2,000 phrases. You know what I mean? You'll be all right. Boy, wow. And that might be more than enough, right?
One thing I can say about both the Salvadors and the Mexican women, man, like that I like, man, it's like on some real shit. Like you can really like just, cause I'm like this, you know, like I ain't about just all like the looks shit. Of course I want you to look good, but if I can have an intellectual conversation or just even just vibe with you spiritually, like so we got some kind of inner peace going on to where we just really vibe with each other, you know, that's enough for me. And I get that with both the Mexicans and the Salvadoran women. Like it's just like we just you just vibe with them. It's like they fucking like they like man's best friend. You know what I'm saying? Not calling them that, but they literally like man's best friend, man. And they just be cool, they be chilling. But then you got some that be, like I say, I seen the video where you saying like some they be good on that game too, or whatever. But a lot of my experience, man, they just been real chill or whatever. And that because I don't stay around long anyway. I'm holler at you, do what I do, move around, or we just gonna talk. We gonna talk, and then they gonna be thinking I'm trying to do something with them. I ain't trying to do nothing with you. I'm about to go and go. Type shit.
Shit, you ain't trying to catch that machete to that throat, boy.
Yeah, real shit. Like it was one time about
dagger.
it was one time about man, are you gay? Cause we were cool, we were talking, man, and I ain't even want to hit her. You know what I'm saying? She thought I wanted to fuck. And I'm like, man,
trying to poke, huh?
Yeah, she thought I was trying to hit, and I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to do shit. I just wanted to talk to you. That's all. And shit, she like, damn, they fucked up. But you know what? It created a lifetime friendship or whatever like that. Because, I mean, that's just not what it's all about. Because that shit is a dime a dozen. That shit on the internet. You got this shit all on the street. Like, anybody can, you know, have sex and all that. Use that. Yeah. Then, on top of that, I know my girl got this little thing on her chain with this machete. So I be like, damn.
But you know what? It's like what I told the Filipino girl, right? Because she like my brother's from like Japanese, like not blood brother, but we did the whole ceremony Yakuza style, right? And it's like she said, oh, you know, your friend, your brother's looking for like a wife. I have a friend and she's prettier than I am. And I was like, show me a picture and I'll be able to judge of that, right? So she sent me the picture and I was like, she pretty for like an Asian guy, not really like, you know, for everybody else, right? And then what I told her, I said, you gotta remember, one beauty's in the eye of the beholder, two, a pretty girl is a dime a dozen. You can always find a pretty girl, and every year there's a new style of pretty girls coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm on social media, man.
Yeah, but what you really need, you need that girl who got your back, who can make a good sandwich, who likes things that you like, and can support you the way you can support her. You got that, then you know she's always gonna be beautiful to you. You know what I'm saying? Because that girl who looks pretty, like they even got this video that I've been posting up where like this dude, it's like a Spanish video by Los Controladores, right? It's called Mira que mofarón, mira el video aquí. It's like I might post it in the let me post it in the group. Oh, can I post it in the group? I'm gonna have to. I guess I can. And it's basically saying, you know, you could have the girl who goes to the who goes to the beauty salon, and this dude is like, you know, look at that chick, look at her, she getting out the car, she look fly, and the other dude is like, nah, I ain't trying to get with that. And the guy's like, what are you, are you gay or something like that? He was like, nah, but this is what a real woman is to me. She works, she cooks, she cleans, she believes in God, she does business, she does this. You know what I'm saying? It's not just looking good. Yeah, I just posted it in the
You guys
group.
speak Spanish?
Huh?
I speak 6th grade Spanish.
I'm gonna be honest. I only know how to talk
Yeah,
dope
you
in
too.
Spanish. I only know how to talk dope in Spanish.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Huh?
Are you ready?
Not yet.
And because I learned how to speak Spanish from basically Cancun, which is like Caribbean it's like their own style of Caribbean Spanish. Yo, no,
Cancun ain't nothing but another spring break in Miami, Florida.
Nah, but see, when I went there, it was before that. When I went there, it wasn't like that. You gotta remember when I first started going, it was the early 90s. MTV didn't even find that place and ruin it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It started getting whack when all those people started going there spring break. Do you know when I first went down there, they had a place called La Boom, free to get into. One side was like dance music, the other side was like rock, right? The dopest place. That joint got messed up by the hurricane, right? There was always this spot called Daddy O's. Coco Bongo and all those other places that try and charge $60 for you to get in, for that didn't exist. What they did have was spots you can roll in for free and pay your drinks for. You know what I mean? The only expensive spot you had was like Carlos and Charlie's and Daddy O's. Every other spot was just like you get in there, you drink, you have fun, it's free entrance and chill. You know what I'm saying? But now they like I don't know, like literally. When I first started going there, I go to El Centro when I used to go to Cancun now. But now you go to El Centro. El Centro's, well, I went there down anyway because you know I'm like kind of, I don't know, that's that New York swag, or not New York swag, but I don't know, I got a superiority complex or something, who knows. But it's but I didn't do nothing stupid. Like I didn't go down in El Centro at night. I did walk back from a spot at night. But I went like a long way, kind of. So like I didn't go down. I didn't go to the spot that was mad dangerous, where people was like, even the bus driver was like, "You don't want to go there past night. We don't even go there in the nighttime." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going there if you ain't going. If the bus driver ain't going there, I sure as hell ain't going there myself."
The reason why I asked you guys that because I usually I would rather and I prefer to speak in Spanish though. I try to not really but I usually try to do that because it helps a lot of brothers, you know, try to expand on their different language too though. But
let's get the Latin lingo swag on.
You know, so I mean I don't know how much. No, so
I'm basic.
Can I get the chicken?
But that's how we get better. If we speak, that's how we get better.
Okay, cool. Cool. Entonces, yo soy Negrito Grande y tengo 3 años aquí en Tijuana, pero me fui a muchos lugares aquí en México. Y entonces después, aquí estoy en mi casa, pero más grande en Estados Unidos con para los negros, siempre tienen problemas dentro de sus barrios y las cosas así, pero mucho mejor, por ejemplo,
y yo digo, si tú tienes problemas, sale. Go.
Sí, todo bien, pero no lo sé si ustedes me entienden, pero sí está bien, porque me gusta más hablar en español, porque en inglés realmente, pero ya ni modo.
Sí, el
¿Me
problema
entiendes o no?
sí, yo entiendo, pero mi problema es yo entiendo, pero no puedo responder en español, like, porque yo necesito traducir todas sus palabras y habla. Ah, tú sabes,
Qué bueno que lo entiendo.
primero piensa y segundo y traduce en mi mente y estresa y habla.
Entonces, ¿cuántos años tienes para practicar para practicar en español o español? ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Y con mi gente de Cancún por 90,
No, en tu vida.
no, that's what I mean from when I was like when I had my family in Cancún, because that's cuando yo tengo mi gente de Cancún es cuando yo empiezo a hablar español, pero no bueno, pero habla con ellos, porque ellos no hablan inglés total así. Yo hablo un poco inglés, un poco español,
Okay.
y ellos hablan a mí un poco inglés y un poco español. So it was like straight it's Spanglish, right? So I guess, yeah. So I guess
Odio.
este fue in like what,
Odio.
1990, like maybe like 20 años, pero no consecutivo. Y like what? Y cuando yo viajé en Cancún por maybe 12 y 10 años, y cuando yo auto viajé ahí, yo viajé en Europa y Alemania y otro país y no habla español. Yeah, Europa y otro país, pero no habla español. Y cuando yo regreso y yo viaje y yo viva en Asia, I guess how you say Asia, y Camboya y otro país de Asia, y no habla español. Y cuando yo regreso a Nueva York, y yo sé, yo quiero ir a la país de República Dominicana. Yo necesito recuerde y, y más palabras de español. Y cuando yo hablo, otra gente dice, oh, tú puedes hablar mucho, yara, pero no habla mucho porque yo necesito traducir todo. Y si yo hablo
¿Toro o todo?
todo, sí,
Todo.
así, sí, pero
Toro.
What's that Selena song? Toro. but so like y cuando yo no puedo piensa que yo habla y yo puedo solamente hablar, así yo hablo mucho. Y porque yo necesito traducir y no puede hablar y las palabras, cosas y toro, tú sabes, no habla mucho. Pero pero si yo quiero un conversación con las chicas, yo puedo. Tú sabes, si yo puedo conocer a otra gente, yo puedo. Y si yo puedo salir con otra gente, yo puedo entender que yo dígame y yo puedo hablar con ellos también. No mucho, pero yo puedo.
Qué bueno, pues.
Necesito más práctica.
Simón.
Está bien, puedes practicar con tu morra, porque ella habla mucho español, ¿no? ¿Y por qué no quieres practicar con ella si ella es...
Sí, pero y con su novia, ¿tú no hablas con ella en español? Let me say it in English. With your girlfriend, you don't speak Spanish?
Huh?
With your homegirl, you don't speak Spanish?
You said what? My homegirl?
Yeah, with your girlfriend, because she could probably teach you everything.
Man, don't get me started on this shit.
Cause yo, you go up to her and you just be like, yo, if you go up to her and be like, I ain't speaking English to you, I'm just speaking Spanish to you.
I would love to do that, but it'd be like some day-to-day ass shit. We gotta like not be into it.
Entiendo. Oye,
for her to feel like it, or then she'll get a whole test for me or something, or then she'll be asleep.
Oigan,
She got off work. I'll be like, make a test for me so we can do that. Nah, real talk. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm
Mira.
telling the truth.
entiendo. Oye, entiendo porque, mira, mi exnovia es de Oaxaca. Sí, ella es como mexicana, pero vive en...
¿Vive a dónde?
Y ella vive en San Diego, pero cuando estamos como juntos, y sí, me gustaría hablar en español, pero entonces estoy, es muy triste para mí. Sí, aquí estoy en México y yo no tengo otros, no tengo, entonces es porque el idioma aquí en México es español. Entonces, si cuando quiero algo, necesito hablar en español, ¿me entiendes?
Sí. Pero si tú en la tienda y tú quieres de GIF y tú solamente preguntas like el foto de I don't even, how you say peanut butter. Oh, there you go. Mantequilla de cacahuate. What is it?
Cacahuate.
Yeah, right. Like si tú hablas y tú dices y tú vendes GIF.
Mi cacahuate, sí.
Y te gusta cereal. ¿Y cómo se dice cereal?
Cereal.
Yeah, cereal. So if you go out there, you be like, ¿tú tienes cereal?
Mira, mira, es porque es una tienda muy grande cerca de mi casa, pero sí es como mucha comida, pero sí hay cereales y muchas cosas para comer. Yo tengo como, se llama Frosted Flakes, me encanta, es mi cereal.
Pero, cuando tú comes cerca de su casa y tú comes en el restaurante de mexicanos o tú en la, how you say, la tienda de comida rápidamente.
Es como, se llama la mexicana comercial. It's like Albertson. It's like a grocery store, but it's called la mexicana comercial.
Hey,
Pero
tienen sopa Maruchan.
sí tenemos, pero no me gusta porque yo soy negro y me gusta Tarabit.
Oh, okay.
I'm a real nigga.
Okay, I gotta ask you this
Sí.
because you live there, and I gotta understand what's the difference between the green and the red. Because I don't know what to put on what. Like when they're like, yo, when I get Mexican food here, and they're like, yo, do you want the green sauce or the red sauce? I'm like, yo, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. When you put it on there, what do you put? Because you have to put the green on something. You got to put the red on something. Which one do you put on what?
Okay, mira, la salsa verde es mi favorita. Es porque es muy picoso. Pica. Demasiada. Pero la salsa roja, no lo sé, no me gusta. Pero me gusta más la verde. Es porque...
¿Qué tú pones? ¿Qué comida tú pones eso?
Como ensaladas y como cosas así en la calle.
Y tú puedes poner y la salsa de rojo de un taco también, o no solamente verde.
Para mí no me gusta la roja, me gusta el verde.
Okay. Yo no sé. Yo pone para salsa. Yo tengo eso o yo pone eso.
Literally, when I, literally,
Like, give me that red Louisiana hot sauce right there.
Hey,
boy.
man, I'm still not. Man, I've been with my girl going on 5 years, and I'm still not hip to that hot shit. I'm a straight ketchup, baby.
There you go. That's what I used to be like.
Say, I put ketchup on pupusas, man.
You know
Ketchup
what?
on pupusas.
I pointed
I'm sorry.
girlfriend or your wife. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this is how I feel about it. And I've been in the same situation because one of my ex-girlfriends is from Mexico, and she refused to teach me Spanish. I'm like, babe, man, this is like
she teach me. I just
ago.
don't like her method of teaching, man.
Hold on, let me explain, brother. Let me
real
explain.
shit.
I'm living with her, and I'm like, man, just teach me Spanish. Like, don't. So I was that serious, and then she was just like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. You don't learn fast enough." So I'm like, "Damn, that's some fucked up shit." Like, I'm really trying to learn, but she was just like, "No, I don't want to waste my breath because you're not gonna understand and this and that." I'm here in Mexico, and I know I ain't seen her like in 6-7 years, but run into her speaking Spanish, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, now what?
Yeah, I agree, man, because I just hate her method of teaching, man. Like, literally. Yeah, I started listening to the Spanish stuff that you had. Like, I just can't. I can't, like, I'm real studious and stuff like that. So literally, like, I'm on some like doing 5-6 hours a day. Like, I like cramming and stuff like that. I'm used to take hours in school and all that. But it's like our methods is like just different, and I can't. And I'm a visual learner, so I can't vibe with the whole index card thing. Like, I need the like how y'all doing now, the language exchange and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my type versus like that. You know, like her 10-year-old little sister, man, is a better teacher than her.
You'll be thrown in the water.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the best thing about learning 2 languages, and I know for a fact, and listen to me well. If I go back to the United States, I speak Spanish as a primary language. Do you know how many off? They will be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why do you speak Spanish?" But the type of Spanish. I'll give you a perfect example. When I just got back from Mexico City, but when I first arrived at the airport, and I seen this Spanish chick, like, she's from like Spain, and she lived in Miami, Florida, but she was visiting Mexico City. So she started speaking to me, just like, wow, you're from the United States, but I know I live in Florida, but you don't speak the same Spanish as her. So I'm just like, I no lo sé, yo soy de California, pero ya tengo aquí en México y cosas así. It's like thrown off because, yes, she knows a lot of people who are Spanish descent and the African Americans in Florida, but my accent was a lot different.
Yeah.
So
not as bad as Toro and Toro, but I got you.
Yeah, burro, Toro.
No burro. But you know what happened? You know what though? The group, for me, right? If we go back to the group, right? There's 2 things, because I see you posted up. You got the whole you got the tourist business off the ground, right? So that's fire. That's fam right there. That's cool. But what I think what I need posted is how to actually get there. You know what I mean? How you get from the airport, and how you get to that border, and how you get from that border to wherever. Where would you go? Like, all right, if I go to Tijuana, because I go to where the girls is at. So like I was thinking when I first started thinking, I was like, yeah, go to, I think it's like Casada or whatever it is, like above Hong Kong or some crap like that. I don't know where I was going to stay, but that seemed to be like the like right in the middle of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I could stay there or someplace not above Adelitas. It was above Hong Kong. Let me see if I could find it. I think I put it in my I had it saved.
In your favorites.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I was like, all right, when I'm going there, in case they don't tell me where to go, I'm going to stay there because at least I know I can stay there. But I think it would be like a money trap. You know what I mean? Like you said, you go over there and you're going to spend like 300. I don't really drink, but you know, everybody's going to be going in your pocket to tip this, to tip that, to drink this, to drink that, to buy this, to buy that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, where's a cool place to like, because I was also saying, you know, what happens if I want to stay there for like a month or something like that? Could I find like an apartment real quick, or do I have to like put down like, you know, like down, or do I have to go find some Airbnb spot, or is there an inexpensive place that's not a hot sheets? Well, I don't mind if it's a hot sheets motel, but the hot sheets motel with good pillows.
Yeah. I mean,
But the first thing is how you get from that. Like when you go down there, you probably drive, I guess.
nah.
When you return to Mexico. From San Diego?
Yeah.
Like when you get off that, because I heard there was like you get out the airport, you get on some bus to a trolley, and the trolley gets you to freaking to the border, and then once you go to the border, like the places to hang out is like 15 minutes away from the border, but you should take like a cab to your hotel or whatever.
I want the quote.
Yeah, that's true. But that's a whole nother live stream about the details about things.
Yeah, we gotta do that one. Yeah.
When I get to Mexico, down there with you, man, quiero ir a Pueblo. I want to go to the village, man.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. You mean a Pueblo? Because there is a place called Pueblo.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, so do I. I want to see the grandmoms. But I want to see the grandmoms, but I don't want to eat the pigeons.
Hey, when I was in Salvador, I literally saw my mama ring a motherfucking chicken neck, and she cooked that motherfucker. And we ate that bitch. I was like, God damn. They had
I ate this shit, but I hate it.
Damn, she talking about it's not fried, but it's still good. And then she made me some what they call this shit caldo de pollo.
Caldo de pollo.
Yeah, that shit.
They said that Carlos, mira, en México del Sur.
¿De Sur?
Ellos comen como, ¿cómo se llama? Es, what's she called again? Damn, I just had it. They eat armadillos. How do you say that shit?
Armadillos. You said it right.
They eat those, and they eat iguanas.
Word. They eat iguanas in Cambodia. I ain't never had none though.
Neither. And it's funny that you said caldo de pollo, because when I was out there, they had caldo the fucking iguanas. You know, when they just have different meats, but the same soup bullshit. But they just cook it with different meats. Like you have caldo de pollo, caldo de carne, caldo de mariscos or camarón and shit like that. But man, that I can't do the iguana. That like, and that shit stinks like something is dead. But they was going ham on that shit eating it.
And they were like igual de pollo.
I'm like, she like tastes just like chicken. I'm like, nah, you go ahead and enjoy that. I'm out of this one.
Now, have you eaten the crickets?
That I mean, I'm still American, bro. Like, so I mean, hey, there's a lot of things that I hate about the U.S., but then again, I gotta stay in my comfort zone at times. So, you know, I stick to the chicken.
Now, this is one question. What's your food budget for the month?
Bro, I spend maybe $300 a month. And that's covering rent, my utilities, everything, bro. everything.
Yeah, because
Yeah, just like
because you know what, we gotta do one, like the videos one about just getting there, and then videos two about
on
actually like living
expenses.
there, like expensive, how to live there, how to get like, you know, like how you made a video about getting that not visa, but getting that passport card or whatever it was
Yeah.
that you can go through really fast and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then being
Oh,
able to
like
stay there for long periods of time.
yeah, because I'm an economics major. I want to know all the numbers and shit. Like I want to buy a
Bro,
crib.
well, I'm not an economics major, but I just came across a few videos about economics, and I really started digging into it. And we as brothers, we all need to look at how economics work, and you can start. And I'll post some of those in the group too, though. If
Yeah,
you're
that'd
not
be
added,
cool.
Chubb, I'll add you to my Facebook group, and I'll post a bunch of links and videos
Okay.
about economics and starting small businesses. And I mean, like, cause look, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like at the moment right now, I'm thinking about getting a taco stand, but
All
I'm not
right.
gonna run it though. I'm pretty much just gonna be the investor, a private investor, which means I'm putting up the capital for it. I'm putting up the finances, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have the local people out here that know how to throw down and cook like grilled quesadillas and shit like that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it where all the fucking gringos are at, where all the American
Yeah.
tourists are at. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
still be collecting dollars.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And put the
I'm just putting
signs in
up the capital
English.
for
Yeah.
it. Or just both. It really don't matter. The whole point is that I'm doing my part as being the financer.
Yeah.
Gonna run it, and then I'm gonna just pay them their part, and I collect the profit, and bam, bro, that's
But that's how
business.
you do.
That's economics.
That's how you
My
flip them birds for real.
my my, my, my girl and them want to do that shit like that. The pupusa shit. That should have hit, man. You with the taco thing, man. That shit gonna blow. That shit blow up, man.
And
No
guess
doubt.
if I was to put a taco stand in the hood, guess how the blacks will react to you? These black dudes trying to flip some tacos.
Yeah.
Hey, to be honest, I'll probably laugh too. It sounds fucked up. I'm sorry, but I'll laugh like a motherfucker. Like this nigga out here trying to flip some cases. Nigga, this ain't blah blah blah. Like, come on, man.
Like nigga,
But nah,
nigga
but
ain't got
then
no motherfucking snow cone, nigga. Shit, man.
Now those are kind of good. I forgot what they call it. There's a special name for that too. But you get those. You shave the ice and you put that
Yeah.
liquid on there.
Yeah, every kind of shit snow cone.
Yeah, like no, there's a special there's a Dominican word for it that I forgot the name of it. And there's like a Spanish name for it. But yeah, I call it snow cones too. They just
Yeah.
call it something else.
That's it. Y'all don't know about that though, huh? It's them big ass ice cream sandwiches. The It's It. Damn, that shit was like the ice cream sandwich. Damn, you ain't never had no It's It.
No.
Man, that must have been a California thing, then, man.
You talking about
That's
sandwich
crazy.
shit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the big ass ice cream sandwiches.
that motherfucker good than the bitch. Hell yeah.
Hell, nah, I'm just reminiscing them in the old days now. Nah, but yeah, but most definitely, we got to bring up a bunch of more topics. I'm gonna have a lot more discussions like this on Google Hangout. This is like my fucking first time doing this. We should just do one in Spanish, and pretty much just help out the brothers out there. So I got about 500 subscribers on this channel. So if you guys want to give a little shout out how people can find you and shit like that. So
All right, well,
MG, you want to give a shout out to find you and things like that. They got questions.
no doubt. Well, I'm usually a gamer, so you can find me at twitch.tv/mgdfx. That's M as in Michael, G as in goodness, D as in David, F as in Frank, and X as in Dos Equis. And
get that pinpoint location, huh?
yeah, or youtube.com/mgdfx. It's mostly gamer stuff and just chill stuff to relax, and just hit me up, have fun, and Well, we usually say, well, I come with my peoples keep it gaming, but we're gonna. I don't know what to say here. You know, you do the solid plus thing, so I ain't gonna take that. I'm gonna have to come up with my own goodbye phrase.
All right, then, my man Chubb, you want to give a shout out? People who got questions about them El Salvadorians or how that lifestyle is. What do you want to tell them?
Yeah, man, like I say, I'm new to the whole social media thing. I'm not new to it, but like I'm literally like coming out of my shell. I'm trying to learn how to
I'm
work out.
low key under the radar.
So I've been trying to live off the grid, actually, like literally. So like I know you can type my email in and probably find me on Facebook like that. It's chubby4310@gmail.com. Yeah, any questions about the whole Salvadoran thing, that'll work itself out, and you know, we can just fuck around like that. I don't got no slogan to cut it off. I just be saying bet. That's what I say. BT.
Right, so to close it all off, pretty much my overall message to all the brothers out there that's hurting, you know, in the hoods, thinking they can't make it, they can't get out, they stuck. Shut up, no excuses. Hey, we all came from the same background. The things I'll have to say is you just have to be creative, which you guys are. Take a risk and get the hell out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, get out.
Get out. That's pretty much it. Y'all motherfuckers always complaining about, you know, man, y'all being stuck there and shit. I want to see y'all live, man. Shit, I want to see y'all make it past 25 years old.
And not only live happy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Happy.
Yeah, homie sound like Suge Knight when that nigga say, man, if you don't want nobody dancing all in your video, being the motherfucking producer, shit, come to Mexico, like real shit.
Word.
Yeah, straight like that, man.
I mean, you don't even gotta be Mexico. It can be anywhere. It's like, look, man, I'm just trying to promote brothers that travel.
Word.
Oh,
Because literally, the more of us that travel, the more input that we have on our own narrative overseas.
Yeah.
Because the other people have their own narrative. So there's a way that they get looked at when they travel. So we got to get looked at in probably a better way. Because, you know, they already think that we got the style and the flow and the mandingo. So what we got to do is keep that and know which stereotypes we want to keep and promote that. Yeah, to our advantage. Word is life. That's what you do. And then like that's why, like, when Negrito Grande says, you know, when you're out there, don't act like a fool, because you're representing everybody that comes after you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you got to keep in mind.
Go ahead.
And most definitely like to do something. In order to do something you ain't never done, or get somewhere you ain't never been, or get something you ain't never had, you gotta do something you ain't never done before. Word. You know, that's the only way you're gonna goddamn find out. Shit.
And I'm gonna just leave y'all with this. And I'm very hardcore on this, but I believe in the domino effect. That's what I call it. It's an all for one for all. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Y'all can always, you know, say, but we're all different. Shut the fuck up. Look, I believe in one stands out. It's a reflection for everybody that looks exactly like you. You go to any other country and you be a fucking buffoon. Just think about the next group of people that looks like you. If they come to that same location, the locals are going to think, well, the last person that looked like him act like a fucking buffoon, so maybe these people act like a fucking buffoon. So we have to be responsible for each other. If one fuck up, we got to get on their case and be like, look, you can't represent us like that, and we gotta make change, man. That's how I think we can change the world, by being responsible for each other's actions. And if one fuck up, we get on their case about it and have them change that shit.
But see, you know what? That's true. We can do that overseas. That we can't do that here. You know what I mean? You can curb people and correct people's behavior overseas. You can't do that here because they'll be ready to shoot you or some crap like that. Overseas,
well,
they want to learn how to act. So, like, you know, you're like, yo, I've been here for a while. You got to chill with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to teach you how the ropes, you know what I mean? The ends of the game, you know what I mean? So you know how to roll swiftly, and you can come back and have that long game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yep. So, soy Negrito Grande. Ya sabes. Y'all can look for me on Facebook. You can Google me, Black Man in Mexico or Negrito Grande. I'm all over that first page. You know, hands down. So, I mean, y'all know, you already know how to find me. Click that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing a lot more videos like this. Try to encourage and inspire a lot more people to travel and make it past 25 years old. And hopefully live a better life than they're living right now, or a happier life than they're living right now. So yeah. All right.
Word, this is MG. I guess my phrase is gonna be Nos vemos.
Nos vemos. Arre pues. All right, we out here.